Healthy Habits Academy. My name is Amy Castles. I'm a health coach, and I love to talk about various health topics and relate them to what we use with Young Living, as well as, of course, just lifestyle in general. It's my passion to show you how to live a healthier, happier life. All right, so I'm going to give you 10 tips. Now, these 10 tips are for you to tackle throughout the year. So my thought is, okay, we basically have 11 months left and there's 10 topics. So you have a little bit of a buffer of a 1 month. And the idea is that you will choose one topic to master each month. So if you look at this as a whole, you might say to yourself, okay, that's a little overwhelming, and I don't know if I can do all that right now. No, I just want you to choose one thing, just one thing that you want to do, and wholeheartedly work on it for 1 month. That's it. That's it. And become your own expert within that topic. Luckily, we have so many different resources for help on any of these topics. All right, so here we go. Okay, number one is choose joy. Choosing joy means something different to everyone on here. For some of you, that may mean that, okay, I'm going to start picking up scrapbooking again. For others, that may mean that you're going to start cooking. And for some, maybe you need to get back into your Bible and journaling and get back into your faith and your relationship with God. So for some, that is improving some relationships. Maybe you had a little eye opener this holiday season and you realized, okay, there are some things with the family that maybe I need to really discuss because there's some tension and I'm missing that piece, right? When we're missing out on relationships between family, it really digs us deep in our soul. And we really do find a lot of joy when we have good, loving relationships with our family and with our community. Honestly, there's so many different things that you can do to embrace joy for you. And sometimes our circumstances may make us feel that we don't have a choice in choosing joy. But I promise you there's always something to be grateful for, and you just have to find what that is. So choose joy. That's number one. Number two is get your insulin levels in check. Now, we've had many conversations on these Healthy Habits Academy where we talk about getting healthy insulin levels. And this starts with basically balancing your blood sugar. Your blood sugar is affected by so many different things. It's affected by your stress. It's affected by the foods that you eat. It's affected by hormones, genetics, how your body percent fat. It is determine your blood sugar is affected by so many different things. And if your blood sugar is constantly going up and going down, so will your insulin levels. And when your insulin levels are not in check, then you will have immune system issues. You'll be tired all the time. Brain will be foggy. You just won't have a whole lot of energy and vibrancy for life. I've seen it. I've actually seen it with my own family member. I watched them go downhill until the point where we finally went and got the blood tested. And thankfully, our doctor found it and said, your A1C is way too high and your insulin levels are up, and you got to get this in check. And the family member worked on it, got it in check, lost weight, and now so much energy. It's like all these health, I mean, I was thinking, oh my gosh, is there autoimmune disease? What's going on? But it was the insulin levels. We have many different ways that you can help lower your blood sugar naturally. It's not just about the exercise and the nutrition. There's also supplements that you can take. There's essential oils that you can use. Cinnamon is an excellent that helps work with your blood sugar. Ocotea is another one that helps balance and lower your blood sugar. So if your blood sugar is lowered and it's nice and level, then your insulin doesn't need to constantly spike throughout the day and throughout the month. You'll notice that with the essential oils, you kind of have to find your dose. So we have Vitality essential oils, and we talk about those being put into a capsule and taken internally. So if you use those, start with a small dose and get one of those little blood sugar readers. You can see right on the screen, there's a little blood sugar reader. Those are all over on Amazon. You could go to Walgreens, you could get one. Your doctor could prescribe one, and they look at your blood sugar. So you can eat something, check it, see your blood sugar spike, and then take essential oils of cinnamon, ocotea. There were a few more. If you know those, put them in the chat. And take capsules. Then you can check your blood sugar again. You can start to find your own dose. So when you get your insulin levels in check, you're going to feel so much better. And I promise you, it is affected by the foods that you eat. Just a little tip. When you put as your first priority on every single plate, you put a good lean protein, you're going to build your meal around that. So your first thought is, okay, what's my protein source? And then the second thought is, what's my vegetable source? That's going to go around that. And then your third thought is your fats. So the healthy fats. Well, when you choose your protein source, you want to have something about a handful size. If you were to look at your palm, that is about the size of how much protein that you need. That's about the size of your stomach. Okay, so like you think of a rounded, or you could think kind of like a fist size. That is going to speed up your metabolism, and it's going to help keep your blood sugar stabilized, which will help with your insulin levels. Okay, so next thing on the list is antioxidants. If you spend a month exploring why antioxidants are so beneficial for your body, you will be absolutely amazed. Okay, here's the thing. Our bodies are constantly oxidizing. Oxidation means that it's aging. So if I cut an apple, it's going to oxidize. It's going to turn brown. That means that it is aging. When that it's introduced to the oxygen environment and it's aging. If I were to take an antioxidant like vitamin C and, like lemon juice, for example, and squeeze that and put that all over the apples, it's going to prevent them from turning brown. Okay, because it's an antioxidant. Well, our bodies, our cells are oxidizing, and sometimes they're oxidizing at a faster rate. If we lived on an island in the Caribbean, we would be able to have a life that was way less toxic than the one that we live in today. We are bombarded with chemicals that are causing our bodies to age, and we want to age a little bit slower. We want to actually age backwards, right? So we increase our antioxidant levels. And one of the ways is to take in a lot of berries, or you can also, because you still have to get calories, Ningxia Red. Ningxia Red is an incredible antioxidant. It is probably the most antioxidant rich berry that you could ever find on this earth. It's made from wolfberries, and they're on the screen. And that region is from Ningxia, China. In Ningxia, China, that is one of the oldest populations in the world of centurions. They're still out there gardening, they're in the dirt. This is a part of their life. The Ningxia wolfberry is a staple for them. And when you drink Ningxia Red, you are going to notice that you're going to have a lot more energy. You are going to have a much better vibrant glow in your face and in your body. And then in addition to that, you'll probably lose some weight too, because our fat cells actually store toxins, and it does that to keep those toxins away from our organs. So Ningxia Red is an excellent way to flush out the body, detoxify, and really put in those antioxidants. Essential oils are also antioxidants. Essential oils are the lifeblood of a plant. So when I'm thinking about my essential oils, I am putting essential oils on all day, some way, in some way, shape, or form. I'm taking essential oils and I'm putting them on my body. I'm drinking them and putting them in my water. I'm diffusing them in the air. I am a sponge. Your body is a sponge. We are human sponges. So when we're putting essential oils on, we're taking them in and we're smelling it in the air, we are infusing our bodies with essential oils and very strong antioxidants. Okay, hydration. Hydration is so important. Our bodies are 70% water. The earth is 70% water. The intelligence of water is something that is still being explored today. It is wild, but there are experiments out there where water, okay, let me just give you an idea. They will take water, okay, and put messages on the water bottle, maybe like, you're a jerk, you're an a-hole, whatever, right? And then they put that on the water and then they freeze it in the petri dish. And then once they freeze it, they look under a microscope and they look at those little snowflakes, like the little crystals, right? And they are very distorted. There's nothing beautiful about it. They just look really distorted. But then they'll take another water bottle and they'll write messages on it: love, beauty, joy, peace, gratitude, whatever. They'll write that on the water bottle. And sometimes even they'll have a piece of paper and put the water bottle on top of the water. This is absolutely wild. Like my mind is completely blown. They'll look at that. They'll take that water, pour it into a petri dish, look at it under a microscope, and it's the most beautiful crystals that you've ever seen. Like beautiful, like all these designs. It's wild. I don't even understand it. It's the same with plants. They've done this with plants. They've talked bad to one plant. A plant is mostly water. They talk great to another plant, and one dies and one flourishes. So there's just so much that we don't know about water on that regard. But imagine if we were to pray over our water and then drink that water all day. Every single glass of water that you have, you pray over it and you drink it. I mean, I think that we could have actually healing water. I'm not Catholic, but many people use holy water. And I have my friend who gave me holy water. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I think she's pretty smart. And maybe the Catholic Church has known something really good that I didn't know about holy water. They've prayed over it. And so maybe there's something amazing to it. I know that sounds kind of crazy, all this sounds crazy, but you got to think it's interesting, right? Well, another thing about water is water contains minerals and it contains electrolytes. Ideally, if we were to be on top of a mountain and drink that water that was coming through the mountain, coming through the rocks, and it's just this most perfect, beautiful, fresh water, and we were to take that water and drink it every single day, our bodies would feel amazing. And that's because of all the minerals in the water and all the electrolytes and all those things that are in the water. Well, we don't necessarily get water like that. Think about the water that we're getting. We're getting plastic water bottles. They're heated out in the sun outside the grocery store. They're on trucks and it's melted plastic. It's dead water. They don't add any minerals. All they do is filter it. That's it. So if we increase our water and if we increase the amount of valuable quality water, you're going to notice a huge difference. I came to the conclusion this summer after, talking to Annalise, talking to Terry, a huge part of my migraines was hydration. I was drinking water that didn't contain minerals. And I started taking my water and I started adding the electrolyte drops from Young Living. I started adding the mineral essence to the water, or maybe the amino wise. Sometimes I would do the Ningxia greens. Like I switch it up. It's beyond, I haven't had any neck migraines like I had. And it's an incredible thing. I've taken essential oils. I've added that to my water. So hydration is key. I want you to take a month to dig into all the amazing things about water and the quality of water and what you're drinking out of. Okay. Next is stress and sleep. All right. These two go hand in hand. They are best friends. If you don't sleep, you're probably stressed. And if you're stressed, you probably don't sleep, right? So they go hand in hand. Now, I have a little routine that I do. So at about 8 o'clock, which is in about 40 minutes, I check out. I'm like, I am off work. So now I have a stopping point. So I know by 8 o'clock, it's my time. So that means that before 8 o'clock, I start planning out my day. Okay, if I'm going to disappear by 8 o'clock, that means we really should eat dinner as a family by 7 o'clock. Okay, if we're going to eat dinner as a family by 7 o'clock, that means I should probably start making dinner by 6 o'clock. And if I'm going to start making dinner at 6 o'clock, I better start thinking about what I'm going to make for dinner at 5 o'clock so that I can thaw something out or set it out, whatever. So 8 o'clock rolls around. I say bye-bye. I am off work. I clock out. And then I go upstairs and I have a bath. And I take a bath, put Epsom salts in it, put some essential oils, all kinds of stuff, whatever you want. I light some of my LED candles. I have really nice LED candles with a little flicker on it. There's no scent or anything like that. I have some Himalayan rock lamps in my bathroom, and I have a fake fireplace from Costco. That was the best thing ever. And I will take a bath for, 30 minutes or so, nice hot bath soak. And then I get out and I have a yoga mat and I put a towel on it. I get my pajamas on, put on my lotion, whatever, on my towel. And then I do some stretches. And during this time, you can listen to some soft music on your phone, on Pandora, whatever, listen to a podcast, whatever you want to do. It's time's for you. But this is your wind down time. This is your self-care time. This is where you're putting on all your oils, putting on your progesterone. If you're a female, you're putting on your different essential oils to help you sleep, your beauty oils and beauty serums and all your skincare. This is your self-care time. Not only is it good for you and will you sleep better, but you're also teaching your children of something very valuable. They will think that this is normal. And how amazing is that for them to grow up saying, hey, it's important to take care of myself. Okay. Herbs. So wait, you know what? I need to go back. I need to go back and about stress and sleep real quick. If you have a way of measuring your sleep, that's really beneficial. I have an Oura ring that I use and I really like it. It tells me my sleep cycles and I can tell when I've had really good quality of sleep, and that tells me how I want to exercise the next day. So if you can measure that, that would be great. And if you're sleeping better and you have lowered stress levels, then actually you will have better cortisol levels. If you have better cortisol levels, you won't have sugar cravings. See, when your cortisol levels spike, your body dumps adrenaline into your body. And what do you need if you were to run from a bear? Your body's not burning fat. And remember, we're not actually running from a bear. But if you have a bunch of adrenaline dumped into your body thinks you're running from a bear. So it's going to dump sugar into your bloodstream. So if you have sugar dumped into your bloodstream, then insulin is going to be released to help lower that blood sugar. So you're going to have a constant yo-yo. So what's going to happen if you're constantly stressed all day? If you're constantly stressed all day, it's the constant cycle, sugar, insulin, sugar, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's what happens. And this cycle will actually kill you. Stress is the #1 killer. They say, oh, this is it, this is it, this is it. Well, all those things started from stress of some kind, mental stress, emotional stress, physical stress, whatever it may be. So get your stress and your sleep in check and you will become a new person. Okay, herbs. Oh, become an herb expert. Okay. Herbs Deborah Rayburn, or excuse me, Deborah Starkey told me years ago. Actually, she told all of us. She said, if you want to really become an expert in essential oils, study all the herbs. So that's what I did. I got all the essential oils that are herbs and studied them and learned them to understand what they do. When I say become an herb expert, herbs come in multiple forms. You know that. We can get essential oils. You can do extracts where they soak, the raw herb in vodka and then they make like a tincture or whatever. There's that way. There's herb tea. You could go take mint leaves outside, soak it in, pour boiling water over the top, and now you have peppermint tea. You have salves. You have infusions where they take maybe a bottle of, say, olive oil and put a bunch of oils in it. There's many different ways to get herbs into your body. Just pick a few. I also encourage you to plant herbs in your garden. If you plant herbs in your garden, there are so many different ways that you can use them. Just look for recipes of, okay, how do I use oregano? Or how do I use basil? I bet once you start looking, you can find out many different ways. I like to plant a bunch of different cooking herbs. And then what I do is I go to my garden and I just grab handfuls of them. I just grab handfuls of herbs. We're talking oregano, rosemary, thyme. Oregano, rosemary, thyme, marjoram, basil. So I'll grab all those oils or all those herbs, take them inside, chop them up, put olive oil over the top, add some salt, add some pepper, maybe a little red pepper flakes, and then I'll take my sourdough bread and then we'll dip it in there. And y'all, it is so, so good. I'm telling you, so, so good. So herbs are amazing to have, and I highly recommend reading up on all the essential oil herbs because then you can actually make a lot of different blends. However, you can get herbs into your body, I want you to do that. Essential oils with the infusions, with chopping them up, eating them, cooking with them, adding them to your bath water, whatever it is, get herbs into your system. They are full of phytonutrients and vitamins and minerals. Okay, number 7 is get moving. Look at this girl in the garden. Some people would say, oh, gardening's not an exercise. Yeah, right. If I know I'm going to be out in the garden for a day, I'm not exercising that day because it's so much work. I mean, you're out, you're walking in and out. If you are moving, you're exercising, period. When you are moving, you are actually, you're pumping your blood. You're pumping your blood to all the places of your body. If I'm just sitting or laying in a day and that's it, then there's a lot of places in my body that are not getting some really good blood flow. But what if I were to move my body a lot more and go up, go down, go sideways, twist and turn? Then I would be getting blood supply, fresh new blood supply to my joints. What if I bent over and touched my toes? Well, I'd be getting fresh blood to my brain. Yes, we have a heart and it pumps it all over the place, but we can help a sister out every now and then and do a little bit of moving. So when you get moving, you will notice that at first it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard because, when you're stagnant, we tend to get comfortable there. Our bodies adapt. So yeah, it's a little uncomfortable to get moving, but then you adapt. And then you start moving a little bit more. And it's a little bit hard, but then you adapt and it gets easy. And then you just keep going and it's baby steps. Have you ever used a stepometer or a pedometer? Excuse me. If you do that for maybe, say, a week, then see how many steps per day that you get. So maybe you're getting 2,000 to 3,000 steps a day, possibly. Well, maybe you make it your goal to get to the top number. So if your range was 2,000 to 3,000 steps a day, maybe you say 3,100 every single day. And then once that's easy and you've done it consistently, then you would say, okay, 3,500. 3,600. So you would just work your way up. Ideally, it's 10,000 steps per day. That's okay if you can't get there. Maybe you want to make just a small goal of 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, something like that. Okay. So when you get moving, you may notice that you're breathing heavy. Well, this is where the essential oil RC comes in. RC is incredible, and it is called RC because it's respiratory congestion. It opens up your lungs. You can actually breathe better. Maybe you put on RC on the bottoms of your feet and use that. We have things like AminoWise, which are really good for your muscles and for your metabolism. Ningxia Red is another excellent way to feed your body what it needs to give you more energy so you can get out there and get moving. Okay, number 8, I'm going to tell you how you can eat bread. Once you learn how to fresh mill flour or what it's about, you won't want to have any more bread from the store. I promise you. When you fresh mill flour, I want to put this in the most simplest terms. Okay, look at the wheat berry on the screen. See that wheat berry? What they do is they put it through a grinder, just like in the picture. You see that grinder and it's grinding the flour into the bowl. When it does that, you're getting a whole grain flour. Every part of that wheat berry is in that bowl. But years and years and years ago, they figured out. They were like, wait a second, this flour goes bad. In about 3 days, it's going rancid. Well, why is it going rancid? That's because there's live vitamins and minerals, vitamin E, B vitamins, all kinds of stuff. And it goes bad. It goes bad after about 3 days. So you know what they said? They said, let's separate the part that has the vitamins and the minerals and go feed that to the pigs. And then let's keep the nice fine flour, which is the protein and the starch. And then it won't go bad. So that's what they started baking with. And they were able to send that all over. And that's how they mass produced all these, carby, starchy breads and products. Well, guess what? They figured out, oh, people want it nice and beautiful and white. So they started bleaching it. And then they realized, wait a second, people are getting sick, and it's because they're missing those vitamins and the minerals. Well, let's add some synthetic ones to the flour so that it's now fortified. So now we have fortified, white, enriched flour, and it is absolute junk. It is causing our blood sugar to spike. It is causing digestive issues, inflammation issues, you name it. It's causing all kinds of things. Well, you may say, okay, well, how about I just buy whole wheat flour? Okay, that's better. That is better. But my question is, how long after they milled that flour did they make the bread? And how many preservatives in it? So if you want to be able to eat bread and eat bread products, if you were to invest in a grain mill, you can buy your wheat berries in bulk. You can buy them online, like many different places, and learn how to make your own fresh bread. Now, you'd be really good if you could learn how to do sourdough bread, but we can start with just the regular bread. You will notice a massive difference in your bloat and your inflammation and your energy, your digestion, all of it. And not only will you have really good bowel movements because of the fiber, you're going to notice your nails are going to start to grow better, your hair grows better. It's like when I have a piece of the bread from the fresh milled flour, I feel like I just had a multivitamin. It's amazing. Okay, number 9 is gut health. So gut health is everything. Did you know that your immune system is mostly in your gut? If you have healthy bacteria in your gut, then you're going to have a really good producing vitamins that are much needed and enzymes that are needed to help your body with your immune system. So many things come through our mouth and they go right to our digestive tract, and our digestive tract is either going to be sleeping and trying to fight something else, and it's going to let those viruses on through, or it's going to be like, on guard, and it's going to kill it right now, right then. So our immune system is in our gut. The other thing is our happy hormones. We get happy hormones like serotonin, and that is produced in your gut. There's certain bacteria that produce that. Look on the left-hand side of the screen. You can see a pond. That pond is nasty. It is dirty. It is a whole ecosystem. It is a balance of healthy bacteria and algae that needs to be in that pond in order for it to be able to in order for it to be able to flourish. And if that pond is not taken care of properly, it's going to be a big mess and you're not going to have any healthy fish that grow in it. Well, think of your gut like a pond. And if you treat your gut like a pond and feed it the right things that it needs for a healthy gut, you're going to notice a huge difference. We have support for this. We have probiotics. Those are healthy bacteria. Every time you take a dose of probiotics, you're introducing healthy bacteria into your gut. And then that healthy bacteria colonizes it. It finds itself a nice little cozy little place, and then it colonizes. It makes a family. And we also have digestive enzymes. Digestive enzymes help break down our food. We have other things for gut. We have multiple things for gut, like fiber and prebiotic fiber. Ningxia Red is excellent for your gut. So there's so many different things that we have for your gut to get it healthy. By the way, I wanted to add, and I forgot to say this, for the fresh milled flour, Young Living has einkorn wheat berries. Einkorn is incredible. It's like my absolute favorite. I freshly grain my einkorn flour that I buy from Young Living, and that actually contains less gluten and it has a lot of vitamins and minerals. And then I make pancakes and pancakes and muffins and whatever else. And they are so good and they won't spike your blood sugar. I mean, obviously, if you're not adding a bunch of sugar. And you have a really good product that doesn't cause inflammation. Okay, so number 10. Number 10 is microplastics. Did you know that we absorb about a credit card size of microplastics? Is it within a year? I forgot the statistic. Maybe somebody else can comment in the chat because I forgot the exact statistic. I want to say it was like within a month or something we're absorbing, or is it in a day? I don't think it's a day, but microplastics, they are wreaking havoc on our body. Microplastics, they're everywhere. I mean, if you are eating out of plastic, drinking out of plastic, living on plastic, all of it, then your body is absorbing it. And microplastics are causing a lot of inflammatory issues, diseases. I mean, just look at what plastic is made from. We all pretty much know that. So if you can work over time to eliminate plastics, I would suggest the first thing would be your water bottle. Maybe that. Think about the things that touch your food. Once you get your water bottle in check, then start thinking about how you store your food in your fridge, your leftovers and things like that. Your lunchbox, what are you using to put your food in? So anyway, that is all that I have for you today. I think that's it. Nope, that was the wrong slide. That's all I have for you today. I just wanted to open up for some questions.
I don't have a question, but I just want to say that was so good and excellent. And I love how you gave a month for each item. So it's not overwhelming.
Yeah, thank
Such
you.
great information, all of it. I've been in the health world for a long time and I love these refreshers and I always learn something new.
Yay, thank
Thank you.
you. Well, I'm going to put my website address in the bottom, amycastles.com. Click on, downloads. Okay, so go to my website, amycastles.com, click on downloads. Then here is a guide that you can print and you can see this whole thing, or this whole presentation, but in detail. So this is 6 pages. So I talk about each of it and go through it with a little bit of more intention, I guess, because I probably rambled, right? So anyway, that's it. If you go to my website, you can see that. Alrighty, stop the share. That's free. You can just download it. Thank y'all so much. We'll see y'all
Okay,
next.
we'll see y'all next Tuesday night.
Okay, bye.